Hi all, welcome back to Malware Analysis. I am J. Lavanya, Assistant Professor of CSC Department. So today in this video, we are going to discuss on the topic called Malware Analysis. The topic Automated Dynamic Analysis. Okay, so let's dive into the topic. So first of all, what is meant by dynamic analysis? So it's a technique that involves running malware in the same isolated environment, often called a sandbox, to observe its behavior in real time. Unlike the static analysis, which examines the code without execution, dynamic analysis allows security analysts to see how the malware interacts with the system, making it particularly useful for detecting zero-day attacks and evasive malware. So, why this automated dynamic analysis is important in malware, right? Because this approach helps to identify malware's capabilities such as file modification, network activity, and registry changes, as well as which can be crucial for developing some effective security measures. Okay, so that is why most probably these type of automated dynamic analysis will be used. And in case of malware, uh, this type of automated dynamic analysis involves in a controlled environment. There is a sandbox which we will be dealing in some separate video in the upcoming uh, days, right? And to observe their behavior and extract the indicators of compromise, that is IOC. And the core component, that is the key steps if you take. The first one is that sandbox environment, a virtual machine or other isolated environment is set up to execute the malware. So this prevents any potential damage from spreading to the main system. And second step is that execution. The malware is launched within the sandbox. And third one is monitoring. So various tools monitor the malware's actions, including the process monitoring, file system monitoring, registry monitoring, and network monitoring. Okay. So what is meant by process monitoring? So here, like tracking or running the processes and their interactions, and file system monitoring, observing the file creation, modification, and deletion, and registry monitoring, so tracking the changes to the system's registry, and network monitoring, analyzing the network connections and data transfer. And the fourth step is that analysis. The collected data is analyzed to determine the malware's functionality, intent, and potential impact. And fifth one is that reporting. The analysis results are compiled into a report, often including some indicators of compromise. So that is IOC, right? So this IOC for some future threat detection. And what are the benefits of using these kind of automated dynamic analysis? If we take first one, detection of zero-day threats. So that is, the dynamic analysis can identify some malware that bypasses the static analysis method by using some obfuscation or other evasion techniques. And second one, understanding the malware behavior. It provides a clear picture of how the malware operates in a real world environment. And the third one, the development of countermeasures. By understanding the malware's behavior, security teams can develop some effective defenses and instant response strategies. And next one, efficiency and scalability. So automated dynamic analysis tools like Cuckoo Sandbox or Geo Sandbox can analyze the malware samples much faster and more efficiently than manual analysis. And examples of tools, if you take first one like Cuckoo Sandbox or Geo Sandbox, a commercial automated malware analysis platform. And next one is that VM Break. So these are the common things about the automated dynamic analysis. And these are the steps, right? As we have informed, there will be some files and objects where it goes for the automated malware analysis, that we will be having the steps like deep static analysis, which will be followed by optimized dynamic analysis. So in optimized dynamic analysis, what we will be needing of some sandbox environment. So inside that particular thing, we have some sandbox environment. It's a closed environment, virtual vision, and execution process, monitoring, analysis, as well as reporting phase will be done. And at last, we could able to see some SOC in malware. So SOC, where we could see like a security operations center, where they will be enabling like to understand or detect and respond to some cyber threats. So by detecting the malware, SOC team can identify its behavior, purpose, and potential impact. So which in turn informs threat detection rules, instant response strategies, and proactive threat hunting. Okay, so all these things will be happening in this SOCP. And next is that how this automated dynamic analysis work. Okay, so the first step, as we have discussed, the sandbox environment. So here, the malware is executed within a controlled environment, such as a virtual machine, to prevent it from harming the host system. So that will be the first step. And second one, the monitoring, as we have discussed, the sandbox monitors the malware's actions such as file modification, registry changes, network connections, and process creation. And third one, like IOC creation. So here, like indicators of compromise extraction are based on the absorbed behavior. The system extracts the indicators of compromise and such as some specific file paths, registry keys, or network addresses that can be used to identify the future infections. Okay, and reporting and analysis. The collected data and IOCs are compiled into a report that security teams can use to understand the malware capabilities and develop some appropriate countermeasures. Okay, so this is where we could able to see how these kind of automated dynamic analysis will work. Okay, and next step we are going to discuss is about what key benefits of automated uh, dynamic analysis. So detection of zero-day attack, a behavior analysis, IOC generation, and evasive detection, and last one, efficiency. So detection of zero-day attack here, uh, it generally denotes how you can identify the malware that exploits vulnerabilities not yet known to some security vendors. And second one, like behavioral analysis, it allows some security teams to understand how the malware operates in a real world environment, providing valuable insights for some developing effective defenses. And third one, like IOC generation, dynamic analysis helps in generating IOCs that can be used for threat intelligence and instant responses and evasion detection. So by analyzing how the malware behaves, it can help to identify the techniques which is used to evade the detection by some security systems. And the last one, efficiency, is automated systems can process some large number of samples quickly and making it possible to analyze a wide range of threats. Okay, so these are the benefits of automated dynamic analysis. And apart from that, we have some other uh, analysis. I mean, sorry, the benefits which is used in these kind of malware analysis. So that is that like it reveals some true behavior. Like it executes the malware in a controlled environment like a sandbox to absorb its actual actions, including file modification or the registry changes, network communication, and process interaction. So this provides a deeper understanding of how it works and the capabilities and intent, especially for some obfuscated or packed samples where the static analysis might be insufficient. and effective against some evasion techniques. It can expose the behavior of polymorphic and metamorphic malware that changes its code signature or employs anti-analysis techniques as the execution reveals its true functionality. And next one, like identifying the zero-day threats by observing the novel behaviors can help to detect the previously unknown or zero-day malware that lacks the existing signature and generate some actionable indicators of compromise, that is IOC. So the observed behaviors and artifacts, example modified files or the network connection, can be used to generate some specific IOCs for some threat intelligence and instant response, aiding in detection and prevention. Uh, Next one, like reduced manual effort. So automated systems can rapidly analyze large volumes of samples and reducing the time and resources required for some manual reverse engineering and analysis. Okay, that provides real-time insights. It offers a real-time view of how malware interacts with the system, including its persistence and mechanisms, and potential for the lateral movement. And next one, like facilitates understanding of advanced threats. So it can reveal some complex multi-stage attacks or the behaviors like the process injection and rootkit installation that are difficult to uncover through some static analysis alone. Okay. And next one is that enhancing threat intelligence. So it provides IT security teams with evidence-based information about the cyber attacks in order to analyze and organize them. So mechanisms of an attack may be included, and there are three different levels that this intelligence can be understood, like strategic, tactical, and operational. So tactical intelligence is designed to prevent some specific threats when and where they occur. The intelligence is collected in real time as security incidents happen and informs how your security tools will remediate the issue. And automated capabilities for the malware analysis, like the sandbox example mentioned above, right? It will save both time as well as help with the triage during the forensic investigations and instant response. And automation provides an overview of how these kind of, like forensic investigation and instant response and automation provides an overview of the malware's capabilities, so it can be determined where to focus follow-up efforts. The malware analysis process can be approached in two ways, like static or dynamic analysis. So static analysis does not require a code to run. A basic static analysis examines the files for signs of malicious intent without detonating it. It can be used to identify the malicious libraries, infrastructure, or some packet files. Okay. So these are the key benefits of automated dynamic analysis. And the next topic is that how this dynamic malware analysis works. Okay. And before that, I just explain about the key concepts of or the challenges or the tools which will be used over here. Here, like examples of tools used is that Cuckoo Sandbox, that is an open source environment, like they will be providing a control for some manual execution. And next one, like Joe Sandbox, we have discussed, it offers some advanced system capabilities, including some hybrid analysis, which combines both static and dynamic techniques. And next one, Falcon Sandbox, a cloud-based sandbox that offers automated analysis and integration with other security products. Okay, and next one, Wildfire, a threat analysis services that combines the dynamic analysis, static analysis, and machine learning for the malware detection. Okay, and how this works. So first one, by using some malware sample collection. The first step, this is a first step in dynamic malware analysis. There is a collection of some suspicious executable or malicious file from various sources such as infected email attachments, example like phishing campaign, Second one, malicious URL with drive-by downloads. And third one, infected computers whose malware is actively running. And fourth one, threat intelligence is fueled by live malware samples. And next one, security professionals utilize the signature detection, heuristics, and behavior-based scanning to identify the potential malware before it is quarantined in a sandbox controlled environment. And the next one, like that is the sandbox execution. So after harvesting, the malware is run in a safe, isolated environment like a virtual machine or a sandbox system. And this is to avoid the malware infection from contaminating the production systems. And what are the types of sandboxes used is that Ubu sandbox, we have discussed already, AnyRun, hybrid analysis, and Falcon sandbox. So these are the types of sandbox that's commonly used in dynamic malware analysis. And so these sandboxes allow some security experts to track the malicious code behavior, system interaction, and evasion maneuvers in a non-threatening manner. Okay. And the third step is that behavior monitoring. So while it runs every activity of the malware, the network registry and OS is watched attentively. So these key analysis in time, process creation and execution, identifying whether the malware loads itself into some running system processes or makes some new processes. And second one, like network activity analysis, command and control, that is CT communication detection, data exfiltration or attempts to download some additional payloads. And using tools like Wireshark or Netstat, FakeNet for malware network traffic dissection. Okay. And next one, like system modification under the behavioral monitoring, monitoring of file system changes, registry changes, and scheduled tasks resulting in some malware persistence. And by using tools such as Reshot, Procman, and Autoruns for managing some system changes. And detection and reporting. When behavior data is gathered, indicators of compromise, that is IOC, are harvested for the threat intelligence, and analysts deliver reports that include malware signature, example like hash value, MD5 or SHA-256, and in IP addresses and domains is used by C2 communication, and file system changes, like example registry keys or files will be deleted, and process induction price and privilege escalation activities. Okay, so these reports helps the cyber security teams or the SO, that is security of team analysis and incident response team, develop the malware mitigation strategies and enhance the real-time threat detection. Can you able to understand? So what are the drawbacks? If you see regarding to automated dynamic analysis in math, the thing is that sandbox evasion will be happening. Suppose in case of some sophisticated malware which can help to detect some virtualized environment and alter its behavior, either by remaining some dormant or exhibiting benign actions, or even adapting to escape the sandbox, thus preventing full observation of its malicious capabilities. Okay, and resource intensiveness, dynamic analysis, especially in automated sandboxes, requires some significant computational resources, including virtual machine, processing power, and storage to execute and monitor the malware in a controlled environment. And next one, like time consumption. Okay, and this time consumption, what will happen is that analyzing the complex malware through some dynamic execution can be time consuming, as it involves setting up the environment, right? And based on some coverage, or it may be time consuming. So limited code coverage also. So dynamic analysis only absorbs the execution paths taken during a specific run, and it may not uncover all the hidden or conditional malicious code. It is only triggered under some specific circumstances or inputs that is not encountered during the analysis. And false positives, like certain legitimate software might exhibit behaviors that when viewed in isolation could be flagged as suspicious by some automated dynamic analysis tools, which leads to some false positive and requires some further investigation. And risk of system compromise: if the isolated environment is not perfectly secure, there is a residual risk of malware escaping and infecting the host system or the network. Okay, so thus in this particular video, we have discussed on the topic like the what is meant by dynamic malware analysis, right? And how this automated dynamic analysis works, right? We have seen like sandbox environment, monitoring, IOC extraction, reporting, and analysis. And we have discussed on the benefits of this automated dynamic analysis and what are the drawbacks of it. And we have discussed on the examples of the tools used, right? And what are the features of dynamic malware analysis, which detects the zero-day attack or monitors real-time system activity or unveil some concealed malware activities such as process injection, API, and the rootkit installation, and developing some indicators of compromise, right? And how this works and what are the types of sandboxes involved in it. Okay, so all those stuffs comes under this dynamic malware analysis. I hope this video will be very useful. We will see you in the next video. Thank you all.